Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the Eradicator, and today we'll have another video. It's gonna be the final video actually about the whole roadmap debacle that is happening right now, especially on Spectrum, but all around the Star Citizen universe, I would say. And there's still a couple of things that I would like to say before eventually, we have to move on, guys. It's been done. We feel the way it is, but eventually, well, what else can we do as backers? Everything that's been that has had to be said has been said already. So that's why it's the last video about this particular topic, and we'll move on to gameplay and other general news that I always do on the channel. But today, especially, I want to talk about what I would have done if I had been in CIG's shoes or working for their PR department, for example. And I will also talk about what they should do moving on from what was eventually said in that particular and famous post. So first, I want to talk about what or how I would have said it. First, I would not have had waited one more week to tell us about the cancellation or the effective cancellation of the roadmap. I think that one of the reasons why people got really angry is because we've been told to wait for 1 week for the roadmap roundup, so that because some adjustments had to be made and they were waiting for some final details. But at the same time, I can't believe that they were not aware that they would be changing their roadmap policy, and I can't believe that they were not aware that this change would be rather unpopular among the fan base. And I think that they would have done a better job by telling us up front that the roadmap would eventually, not the roadmap because it's not a roadmap anymore, but the way that they would talk about the next coming patch and how they eventually progress in making the game would be told to us. I think that this new policy should have been told last week instead of this week, because players, a lot of players, including myself included, were waiting for the next couple of upcoming patches, or at least the plans for these patches: 3.18, 3.19, and who knows, maybe 3.20 or 4.0, depending on what they want to do for the last quarter of this year. And obviously, well, that was never the plan. That was not what they wanted to do. Instead, they want to avoid doing that. And I totally get it, but they should have said it instead of blaming the most passionate fans. Instead of telling that fans make some noise that distract them, they should have avoided those words, because I think that this is really the fuel that burned the fire here. Instead, they could have simply said that by giving such a large view on the upcoming plans, they are unfortunately missing deadlines, because game development involves changes, game development involves setbacks, and it's just impossible for them to tell us that far in advance what they're going to be releasing. They would just have had to say that. They would just have had to inform us that the way that they've been delivering the roadmap updates is just not sustainable on the long term, because of all of these changes that happen throughout the development circle. And if they had just told us that in a mature way, we would have understood, and there would not have been the crap storm that is happening right now on Reddit or Spectrum. So I think that sometimes it's just everybody messes up. Sometimes I mess up too in my videos. I say something that a lot of people get upset to, I get a lot of dislikes. It happens, right? But here in this case, I think that just a couple of changes of words would have avoided all that backfire that happened. So that's how I would have done it. I would have said 1 week in advance instead of 1 week later, because that announcement has been delayed along with the roadmap. And I would have used simpler words. I would not have mentioned the most passionate fans. I would just have said, the truth. It's just impossible to say in advance, to say that far in advance what will be released in patches. They just can't do it, and that's what it is. Now, next, what should they do from now on? How do we move on? First, I've seen in some Spectrum, in some Discord forums that some community managers from Cloud Imperium Games are saying that they're just going to plan to let the controversy die down and hope that backers will forget the situation. I think that this is really not a good idea. I think that they should instead address the situation. Ideally, they would make a video with some managers, but even if it's just a Spectrum post addressing that, the words that they used are maybe not the correct one, and that they're sorry that they've offended a part of the community. I think that should be enough, but there needs to be some kind of gesture on their end for the words that they have used that have hurt the feelings of a seizable part of the community. Next, I think that for the next targets, or at least their goals for this year, they should not rely on Jared's buzzwords from Inside Star Citizen. I don't know if you've noticed, but in the last 2 episodes of Inside Star Citizen, Jared has been saying multiple times that we're on the road to Pyro, which is awesome, by the way. I'm really excited about that. But what does that mean? Are we on the road to Pyro because that's going to be the next major release that's going to be happening later this year? That means that it's going to be not another version of 3.15. Like 3.16 was actually 3.16.1. 3.17 looks like it's going to be 3.15.3, because 3.15.2 is the 3.16.1. Anyway, it's so complicated the way they but it's so complicated. But anyway, they should be giving us some indication as of what their intentions are. And I say here their intention, not even their goal or target, but what they would like to give us this year, giving us again the caveat that it's maybe not going to be possible. There are chances it may not happen, but that is what their goal is. I think that we need to have a clear direction as of where we are going with this project. It gives drive to us, the backers, because we're looking forward to something. Even though we don't get it at the end, at least it gives us something to be excited about, something that we know is eventually going to come one day or another, even if it has to take several years. We've seen that with Crusader, for example, took with an extra year and a half of delay. Eventually, these features come out, but we need to know what they're working on. I know that right now they said that the focus is Squadron 42, which is awesome, but as I said earlier, what is even their target for Squadron 42? What do they plan to do with it this year? Are they still working on missions? Do they still need to have some core technology for the game? What's going on with Squadron 42? Are there some aspects of the game that they need to redo? Again, there's been so much. This project has been shrouded in darkness for such a long time that we don't really know what's going on with Squadron 42 as well. And now that Squadron 42 is the main focus and it's going to be the priority for creating content that is then going to go into the PU, I think that they need to communicate a little bit more about what they're doing here with Squadron 42. Next, I think that management needs to address the recent oopsies that they've done recently. I'm thinking about the Luminaria picture of the bag. Lots of people thought that they were going to get a free bag, but actually it was just a picture, right? And it would have make sense because we've been given a lot of free buggies in the past. So why not a free bag, which is the equivalent of the buggy, but it's a bag. It wouldn't have been a first. It has happened in the past, but no, it was just a picture. Many people were disappointed. Now we need to have somebody from management to talk to us and explain again to us how they are going to be improving, moving forward, their relationship with the community. It's been a very long time since we've seen Chris, who paid the way, did not thank us for the $400 million. It's just it seems like they've been missing in action. Erin Roberts has not been seen for a long time as well. Todd Pappy has not been seen for a long time. I get it that they are busy, but at the same time, their presence means a lot to the community, and they have sometimes to talk to us. And finally, as I said before, they need to make an effort to give us some clarity as of where we're going and how far we are along for upcoming milestones. For example, server meshing. How far are we towards server meshing? What needs to be done for server meshing? What are the how far along are we in these extra tasks that are needed for server meshing? That is the type of transparency that I would like to know, and that unfortunately the progress tracker does not give us. The progress tracker just tells us when a task starts to be being worked on. It tells us when the task stops being worked on. It doesn't tell us if the task is finished. It doesn't tell us if it is just an intermediate task for the greater picture. We don't have any of those information, and I hope that we can have more clarity. It's okay not to give the release view anymore just for the next patch. I get it that they can't do more than that because of all the uncertainties, but at the same time, I think that a little bit more details about what is going on would be much welcome to compensate the lack of clarity that we are having right now with the new version of the roadmap. Anyway, guys, that is my final take on the whole roadmap situation. I will not make any other videos about it, but let me know in the comment section down below, guys, to get to win a couple of things. That's what we're doing. You know, every month we have giveaways on the channel, and this month, thanks to Triple of Predator mounts, I am giving away some amazing joystick mounts, a set of 2 mounts for your joysticks worth up to $180, and the shipping is free wherever you are around the world. All you have to do is to answer the question I'm asking right now and subscribe in public settings to the channel too. What do you guys think CIG should do? Do you think that their message on about the roadmap was all right, or should they address the situation? What should they say? How should they improve? I'd like to know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. If you want to help me out furthermore, maybe you want to have access to my Discord channel. That's something that I give to my Patreons as well as my Join Button members. And on Patreon, thanks to Dr. Robin, we have an amazing giveaway. Also, we have a Crusader Genesis Starliner. That's a really amazing price. Anyway, thank you so much for watching always, guys. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you so much to Eric on Dr. Robin and the Digiton. This is the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later. A huge shout out to everyone who's been helping me out on Patreon and via the YouTube Joint membership program. Creating content on YouTube involves continuous circles of ups and downs, and it is when we are the lower parts of the curve that your help really motivates me to keep on going. Your contribution really does make a difference, which is why in return I try to give back by offering backers access to my private Discord channel, automatic access to exclusive giveaways, or answering your questions during the show. You can help me out with as little as $1 a month, and any help is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching again. This is the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later.